Hello, and welcome to a new video. Today I'm going to talk about House of Marionne by Elle. This is Elle's news release, and it was released on the 29th of August, so not very long ago. I had a lot of books on 29th of August, so we have to just roll. And I think it is the first one in the series, because I feel like it has to be confirmed. I don't know. On Goodreads it says it's only one book, but Goodreads is also not reliable, so I'm not sure. But basically it follows our main character. I don't remember main characters' names. I read a book, I swear. It's something on Q. Well, it's Quell. Quell, that's how I would say it. And she has been all her life on a run with her mother, running from the magical society her mother grew up in, because Quell has like a certain magic in her that is illegal, seen upon as bad, or like at least very dangerous, so that's when it's seen upon as bad. But then one day they are caught, as happens to happen when you're on the run in fantasy books, and she needs to join the order, and her grandmother runs this order. There's different orders, schools, societies, what are we calling them again? Houses. It's like House of Pearl, House of Marionne, as we have here. And she belongs to the House of Marionne, where they have like a magic school place. And her grandmother is like the leader, the headmistress of this place. And she is, you know, the lost heir. She has come back, and she now thrown into this society that she's heard really negative things about, because of her mother has obviously ran away, abandoned this society. So obviously she has given a really negative side on it. And she realizes this maybe in this society she can be taught to get rid of this magic that she has in her once and for all. So she's pretending that she's joining them, but really she's there to leave them forever, etc. And obviously in a book like this, when you live with other people, you will be influenced, and maybe other paths will open for our main character to see if there's other stuff she wants to do. And that's basically the setup. I would say that it started out very like typical kind of YA fantasy, where like I wouldn't exactly say we have the trope where the main character finds out she has magic, because obviously she has already known it, but like joins magical society, world building through this because she has been kept in the dark, etc. Going to a magic school, stuff like that. So it has like a really typical setup, but I thoroughly enjoyed it in the beginning, where like we were on the run and I was like, ooh, what's going on and why is this happening? Because obviously I didn't read the synopsis beforehand, because who does that? Not me. The problem I really had in the middle part of the book was that it dragged a lot. I felt like there was mostly just a lot of random character like conversations, and then we kind of had some like trials and tasks because she goes to school, but they didn't feel what's to say, like exciting, or like very like, I didn't feel very invested in those, because it was kind of like, oh yeah, she's doing a trial now, and it was like half a page, and then we moved on and went back to like talking to other characters that I didn't really care about. And I felt like we never really shone enough light on these different characters she met for me to care about them, except one dude who was cool and all, nothing against him. I liked his character a lot actually, but I like just didn't manage to get any kind of bond with any of the characters except our main character, the dude, and her grandmother. And then also in between every part of the book, we have a point of view of another character. We are usually in first person with Quell, but we have a point of view of another character, which is slowly revealed who to be, is a different side to this society. So I really enjoyed those parts, but it was only like one or two chapters like every part, so it wasn't like a huge part of the book, but it was supposed to keep you intrigued and deliver information as we went on, so it makes sense that it wasn't like all the time. What I wish in the middle of the book was basically more, I was gonna say, better world building with like this magic system, this magic society, making the characters fleshed out a bit more. So I missed some of those parts, which made me lose interest a bit. I will admit it made me lose interest in the middle of the book. And I'm not saying it was terrible or anything like that, but it just made me feel like, can we just get on with it now? I just kind of didn't care that much about the plot either, because you kind of know that she's either going to turn one way or she's going to turn the other way. Or is she, actually? So that was an interesting part. Kind of what happens there in the end, and like the character decisions that I made and how things develop in the end went in a direction that I didn't entirely see coming, and that's when the story grasped me in again. So good beginning, a bit weak mid part, but a very good like ending to like keep you grasping for more, which I know the author did on purpose, obviously. So it's like, I'm not saying the book is not worth reading, it's just how I wanted stronger things from the middle part to keep me more engaged. I felt that I wasn't super entertained or like enjoying myself that much in that part. But I'm not saying, as I said, it's horrible and the most horrible thing I read. I think maybe a lot of other people wouldn't maybe care as much as I did, but this is a review for what I've thought, so I'm sorry. I sounded very negative. I didn't mean to sound like it was horrible or I was bored out of my mind or anything like that. There was parts of the story I really enjoyed, and I really enjoyed our main character, and like I enjoyed her motivations. I just feel like, I really don't know how to describe it. I just feel like the mid part needed to have been written more engaging, written better, written in a different way, maybe is a better word, for me to feel as engaged as I did in the end and the beginning. But yeah, the ending really got me, and I ended up thoroughly like enjoying it because I was really not feeling it at the point, and then it changed my mind. So I feel like that is also good work for it to be able to drag me in again. It takes skill, that as well. And I would give it overall like a 3.5. I feel like 4 is a bit much. It was a good read in the end, and now I'm like, I want more. I would read a sequel. I want more. I definitely think that this world has more to offer, because obviously we were very focused on like us getting to know this world and like getting to know this house, but there's obviously more out there that the author has made. We just didn't get to see as much of it because we were focused in this one place. So I want to see more of the other houses, more of the other places, etc., because it seems like different houses do things very differently, and she definitely like talked about other houses, etc. So I want more of that, and I feel like it's potential for like a whole series here. Last time I checked, again, is stood as a standalone, but I doubt that it is. I just wish there was more of the stuff I liked, a bit more interesting plot, but overall like a good vibes overall I am left with, and that's what I want when I read a book. I even start to kind of almost care about the romance, because in the beginning I was like, no, I don't like this because I don't care, but in the end I was a bit like, because one of the characters did a very sweet thing for the other character, and I enjoyed that. I love their interactions in the end. Again, I wanted a strong connection to the characters, and I wanted more of this world because it seemed like a cool one, but I feel like I only peeked into it. Our main character is definitely dipping her toes into potential the dark side a bit here, and I don't really know what it means. So that's what I mean with the story has much more to tell. So I'm curious to see what the consequences of that will be, and that's what I want. So I feel like now that we established these things, kind of know more I'm getting into, I'm hoping to love the sequel, because it needs to be a sequel. I have decided this. That's what I got to say. Thank you so much for watching this short little sweet review. Leave a flower emoji down below if you enjoyed this, and you should see me soon in a new one. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.